Hey guys, Connor here with Chrome Designs, and thank you so much for watching this video. Today I've got a very exciting Cinema 4D tutorial to release to you guys, and what I'm going to be calling it is a camera lock. I believe it doesn't have a specific name, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be locking the camera to follow certain aspects of an animation. And in this case I've got 5 simple kind of spheres, and they're going to drop down and the camera's going to lock onto one of them and follow along through its course. We'll take a quick preview here, and you see it follows the top one as it falls down, bows off. It follows it along as it rolls, and no tracking or animation or camera movement was used in this. It's simply using the XPresso and tags. So I think without further ado we'll get started. So I'm going to go to File, New, set up the new Cinema 4D scene, and without too much effort we're going to add the basic kind of typical scene with the kind of floor, and we're going to use spheres for this. Obviously this will fit in with your animation, so it might not necessarily be spheres. However, this is good to simply give a preview. So I'm just going to go MoGraph cloner object at the same time. Obviously drag the sphere as a child of the cloner object, and I'm going to change the mode to grid array. Not grid array, my bad, radial. And the reason I'm using radial is it just bounces off each other, and it probably looks the most aesthetically pleasing from first glance. And I'll rotate it just a little bit so they don't fall down flat and kind of run lateral along each other. Just a little bit of rotation to get the general gist of exactly what we're going to be creating. And we're going to add a rigid body on both the floor and the cloner object. So right click, MoGraph tags, rigid body, and again repeat this on cloner object, right click, MoGraph tags and rigid body. Obviously you can just drag them up if you wish. And we'll play the animation. You see they just start to fall off, hit each other and rebound off. So we've got the animation pretty much sorted. We just want to lock the camera. So to do this, obviously we need a camera to start with. So just make a camera. And make sure you're viewing through this camera. Just click the black box. Make sure it's on white. This means you're looking through it. And first of all, we're going to add a Cinema 4D tags, and we're going to add a target. I suppose thinking back, you probably could use a target camera. Anyway, nonetheless, add the target to the camera and go to objects and null object. And once the null object's added, that's fine. Under the target, drag the null object in, like so. And that is pretty much all for now. We need to go into the XPresso editor. So to do this, under the camera, right click, Cinema 4D tags again, and XPresso. Now this brings up this box. Many of you may be familiar with this, many of you may not. It's kind of like, it's the core of it. Yeah, many plugins use XPresso, so it's sort of like the HTML of kind of internet and the website. In a way, a lot of leeway. It's not a very tight comparison there, but nonetheless, we'll drag in the null object and we'll drag in the cloner object. Make them bigger here, like so. And so let's put the null object over here, and like so. The arrangement doesn't really matter. However, we're just going to make a new mode, motion graphics, motion objects, and data. Once the data's in, we're going to go to the cloner object on the red, click, and we're going to add an object. And we're just going to link it with the object of the data. Very simple. Did not mean to zoom, there we go. And on the null object, we're going to click, and we're going to go to global matrix. And I'm going to repeat this for the data as well, global matrix. And it's sort of like opposites attract, so it's red to blue, blue to red, north, south, whatever you will. So global matrix, like so. And we'll take a quick look at what this has done. So go to the beginning, and it starts to follow ball. However, the camera is not very zoomed, so you see it zoom. You can obviously alternate the zoom to how you want. So you see if we start to play here, it's nice and close up on the ball, and as it rolls away, it's fairly close. If you want it a bit more zoomed out, like so. And that is it. Obviously, you can alternate the height or whatever as you wish. But one problem with this is it's following the top ball. But what if you don't want? What if you don't want the top sphere as such? What if you want a different one? So the second step to this is on the camera. Go to user data, add user data, and the name, I'm just going to call it selection. It doesn't really matter. I didn't type anything. That's quite annoying. Selection. Is going to be selecting between what spheres to use. Data type float, unit, tick to real, and you can choose a max. Obviously I think we've got 5 spheres going on. I like to leave it as none, purely because if for whatever reason you want to add 5, it's very awkward going back and changing both of them. So I like to untick the max, so you don't have to. And it often causes a lot of problems, and it makes it a while to think about it, and it's just awkward. So I'll click OK, and once that's done, we'll go back into the XPresso editor. I'll still click on the XPresso tag, drag the camera in, maybe at the bottom, enlarge it just a touch, like so, and click on the right, and we'll go to user data that we just created and selection, and we'll simply link this selection with the index of the data, like so. You can maybe swap these round so you can get a clearer picture of exactly what it is. So it's the selection to the index and the object, there we go. And so it's the global to the global matrix, object to object, and selection to index, with the data being the selection and the core of the whole thing. So go ahead and go back and take a look at exactly what it's produced. It's under the camera. You see now you've got this user data and selection down here. So if we change it from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, it's following all the different spheres, like so. And you notice if I keep exceeding, obviously I put no max on it, so it's going to infinite. If you put a max, it would limit it to the 5, but like I said, if you wanted to make 6 and you put 6 and then you didn't allow the maximum to be on 6, and it's very awkward. So you make sure you match them up, and match them both up if you do wish to change something. But that's all from me. As you see, it's following different ones here. And that's the camera lock. This is used, I was using this in a recent project, not exactly for this, but it's with some text or whatever, and it looked quite good. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. It's a good tip. Saves a lot of animation, whether you want to create something on the core of this, or whether just to maybe save you time in an animation or project. They're just some basic scenarios to use it in. But anyway, that's all from me, guys. I've been Connor with Chrome Designs. Thank you so much for watching this video. So I'll see you guys soon. Bye.